Stop everything. The Atlanta Falcons just made one of the most shocking quarterback moves in NFL history, and it could tear the franchise apart before the season even begins. A $180 million gamble, a rookie under center, and a proven veteran left holding a clipboard. What in the world is happening in Atlanta? The NFL world is in disbelief. Just months ago, the Atlanta Falcons went all in on Kirk Cousins, handing him a jaw-dropping $180 million deal, with $100 million guaranteed. They told him he was the future. They told the fans he was the missing piece. Cousins was supposed to be the man to lead a young, hungry roster back into contention. But then came week 1, and the unthinkable happened. Instead of seeing their $180 million quarterback take the field against Tampa Bay, fans watched in shock as rookie Michael Penix Jr., the 8th overall pick, jogged out to the huddle. Cousins, the big money signing, stood on the sideline, helmet in hand, clipboard in the other, looking more like a backup than the face of the franchise. The Falcons fell in a heartbreaking 23-20 loss at home, but the real story wasn't the score. It was the quarterback chaos. How can a team commit one of the richest contracts in NFL history only to bench that player immediately? This isn't just unusual, it's almost unheard of. A decision so bold, so risky, that fans and analysts across the league are calling it one of the strangest quarterback situations in modern football. For months, people assumed drafting Penix was about the future, grooming him behind Cousins, learning the system, preparing for the next era. But Atlanta didn't wait. They pushed all their chips in, handed the keys to a rookie, and left Cousins stranded in the shadows. It's a gamble that could either spark a new golden age or backfire in spectacular fashion. The Falcons' front office is standing firm. They say Michael Penix Jr. is their guy, and as long as he's healthy, he's starting. That conviction is admirable, but it also leaves a massive storm cloud hanging over the future of Kirk Cousins. Could the man they just invested $180 million in really be traded mid-season? Could this entire experiment implode before it even has a chance to succeed? Atlanta wanted a new era. What they've created instead is one of the most dramatic quarterback controversies we've ever seen. What do you think, Falcons fans? Did the team just make the boldest move of the decade, or the biggest mistake in franchise history? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear it. The Falcons' quarterback saga didn't cool down after week 1, it exploded. This week, a bombshell report from The Athletic shook the NFL. League insiders believe the Falcons are already willing to trade Kirk Cousins. Yes, the same Kirk Cousins they just guaranteed $100 million to. The same quarterback they called their franchise savior only months ago. Think about that for a second. A team signs a 37-year-old veteran to one of the richest contracts in league history, and before the season even gets going, whispers start flying that they'd move him if the price is right. That doesn't just raise eyebrows, it screams that the Falcons' original plan has already gone off the rails. But like every blockbuster NFL trade rumor, the story comes with layers. Atlanta isn't letting Cousins go cheap. Their asking price is reportedly sky high, which makes sense after committing so much money. The problem? Who's paying a premium for a 37-year-old QB who just lost his starting job to a rookie? And then there's the no-trade clause. Cousins has the final say. He controls the chessboard. And according to reports, he'd only approve a move to a handful of teams he believes could win right now. That means the Falcons are stuck, unless the stars align perfectly. Most insiders think Cousins will finish the season in Atlanta. But if there's one thing we know about the NFL, it's this: nothing stays predictable for long. One injury, one desperate contender, one bold front office, and everything could change overnight. But this isn't just about contracts and trades. This is about a man. Cousins is 37 years old. He's fought his entire career to prove he belongs among the NFL's best. He doesn't want to ride the bench. He wants to compete, to lead, to show he can still win. But at the same time, his life is anchored in Georgia. His wife grew up in Alpharetta. His kids are rooted there. Reports from this summer even suggested he didn't want to uproot his family mid-season. That's not just football, that's real life. It's a tug-of-war between ambition and stability, between chasing glory and protecting home. Meanwhile, on the field, rookie Michael Penix Jr. gave fans a glimpse of why Atlanta made this bold choice. Against Tampa, even in a loss, Penix flashed the arm talent and poise that convinced the Falcons to spend the 8th overall pick on him. He wasn't perfect, but he was promising. And right now, promise is what the Falcons are betting their entire future on. So I'll ask you, fans, if you were Kirk Cousins, what would you do? Fight to stay and reclaim your spot, or waive the no-trade clause and chase a fresh start somewhere else? Let me know what you think in the comments. This story is only getting crazier. Michael Penix Jr. didn't just survive his first NFL start. He made people sit up and pay attention. ESPN reported that he put together an 18-play, 91-yard masterpiece of a drive, finishing it himself with a gutsy dive into the end zone in the fourth quarter. That wasn't rookie luck, that was poise, command, and belief. The stat sheet tells the story too. Penix went 27 of 42 passing, racking up 298 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. His adjusted QBR of 83.7 ranked him 7th in the entire league for Week 1. Think about that, a rookie in his very first start, producing a top 10 quarterback performance. That's not just promising, that's eye-opening. But here's the reality check. Penix didn't lose this game. The Falcons did. The defense couldn't keep Tampa Bay out of the end zone. And in the final moments, kicker Younghoe Koo had a chance to force overtime with a 44-yarder, and missed. Painful. Brutal. That's football. So while the rookie showed flashes of brilliance, the bigger truth is this: the Falcons' problems go way beyond quarterback. A new face under center won't fix a defense that breaks in big moments, or a special teams unit that misses game-saving kicks. Atlanta has deeper cracks to patch if they want to be a real contender. Still, the commitment to Penix couldn't be clearer. The Falcons are betting their entire future on him, no matter how messy things get with Cousins. And that leads to the big question: how does Kirk Cousins handle all this? We're talking about a proud veteran, a competitor, a man with $100 million guaranteed in his pocket. He's been told to sit and watch while a rookie takes his snaps. Sure, head coach Raheem Morris insists Cousins has been the perfect teammate. And maybe that's true on the surface. Cousins has always been a pro. But let's be honest, you can't silence human emotion. The fire to play, the sting of being benched, the frustration of standing on the sideline while the team struggles, those feelings don't just disappear. And as the November 4th trade deadline creeps closer, the tension only grows. If Cousins feels trapped, will he start pushing for a way out? Could he quietly make life difficult behind the scenes to force Atlanta's hand? That's the drama brewing in this locker room, a slow burn that could erupt at any moment. And if the Falcons really are open to moving him, the market could heat up fast. Imagine the Jets, if Aaron Rodgers suffers another setback. Imagine an NFC contender chasing the playoffs but desperate for stability. That's when a proven veteran like Cousins becomes golden, no matter the cost. The stakes are massive. The story is emotional. And every week, the tension gets tighter. So tell me, if Cousins hits the trade block, which team do you think should go all in? Jets? Vikings reunion? A surprise playoff team? Drop your takes in the comments. This saga could reshape the entire season. Here's the reality. Any team that trades for Kirk Cousins isn't just getting a quarterback, they're taking on a mountain of money. His contract is packed with guarantees, and moving it would require the perfect mix of cap space, draft picks, and front office boldness. It's not easy. It's not simple. But in the NFL, desperation changes everything. All it takes is one injury to a contender, one playoff hopeful with shaky quarterback play, and suddenly the phone lines light up. And that's what makes this week so fascinating. On Sunday Night Football, September 14th, the Falcons faced the Minnesota Vikings, the team Cousins once called home. The storyline writes itself. Michael Penix Jr., the rookie the Falcons are gambling their entire future on, will be under center. And just a few feet away, on the sideline, will be Kirk Cousins, the $100 million backup, the man who should have been leading this team. This isn't just a football game. It's a theater of tension. Every snap Penix takes, every play Cousins watches, is another page in one of the strangest quarterback sagas we've seen in years. The Falcons wanted to look bold. Instead, they may have created a storm they can't control. Make no mistake, this decision will define the franchise. If Penix grows into a star, the Falcons look like geniuses who dared to think ahead. But if he struggles and Cousins is shipped out, Atlanta risks being remembered for one of the biggest miscalculations in NFL history. So here's the question, football fans: is this a bold, forward-thinking gamble, or a disaster waiting to happen? And if Cousins really is traded, where do you see him landing? Jets? Vikings reunion? Somewhere completely unexpected. Drop your predictions in the comments. This is the kind of story that could reshape the entire season.